Yes, this is Dimba la Afriq. Every Sunday we always converge here so that we can have this wonderful sports talk show. And you know that this is Afriq 24. Every week from Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday, we always have this political show that happens every day at 10 p.m. That is East African time. Of course, I know most of people are in abroad who watch Afriq 24. Either you are in UK, you are located in USA. We have some of the people in the Canada, and they always follow what is happening in Afriq 24. It is here in Afriq 24 whereby you get to know what is happening in our country and also get to know what is happening in the entire Africa because Africa 24 it does not unlock Kenya alone. It unlocks every country, including the Rwanda and the Burundi. You know, those are the youngest countries that we have in Africa. And of course, if you follow from Ghana, we have some guys who come from Ghana and they follow Africa 24. You know that here in Africa 24, we always support you. You have your advertisement. We always give one of the best advertisement because in Africa 24, you always get to your business to grow. We also do a lot of things. We have a lot of shows. We have the Bed of Roses show. The Bed of Roses show happens every Friday East African time, 8 p.m. You have problems with your love, marriage, your partner, your girlfriend. You're having a lot of things that are making the love go astray. Here we correct your love. You are single and you want to get a girl. There is in Dimba la Afriq whereby we get you to give you those ideas in order to get a girl when you are walking around the road or when you are in the meetings. That is where you get a girl. You just don't get a girl when you are at home. Anyway, this is Dimba la Afriq Sports Show, and you know that here we deal with the sports generally, and that is why every Sunday we always give ideas, and also we also discuss, internalize all sports matters that have happened all the week from Monday. And of course, you know, every weekend we have football. And you know, football is one of the best things that most people follow. If you you saw what happened yesterday, I saw most of people followed the FA final against Manchester City and Manchester United. Almost it was giving a statistics of 30 billion people following that game. It shows that Manchester United is a big team, and I feel so sad to say this because when you are big, you are big. That is something that I know. I am so sad to say that, but I will always say that because Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool, you know, Arsenal, those are the big teams. Some teams that came just the other day, like Man City, they cannot just make us worry. But anyway, it is Dimba la Afriq. I am your host today, Bonves Kimanzi, and I have one of the best guys here for Chelsea. I don't know why today hajavaa jezi ya Chelsea, but anyway atatuambia mbona leo hajavaa jezi ya Chelsea, maana anapenda kuvaa jezi ya Chelsea kila siku. Nitamkaribisha kwa sports show leo, atuambie ako wapi kwanza, ndio sasa tuanze shughuli mara hiyo hiyo.
Haya, asante Boni. Hapa ni Zeke Long, all the way from Nairobi. Happy to tune in today and talk all about football. We know it's a lovely sport. We all love football. And yeah, we're here to do a Sunday recap and see what happened during the weekend in all the leagues. We all know that the competitions are coming to an end. Yesterday we had the FA final, which was sad for everyone but Manchester fans. So we're here to talk about football, and I'm happy to join this conversation. Thank you, Boni.
Thank you so much Zeke Long, and sikiza anajiita mzee Long, sijui mbona anajiita mzee Long, maybe amekuwa na familia, lakini anyway, growth is something that is important. Anyway, in Dimba la Afriq tutaanza na kuangalia mambo mingi ambayo yalikuwa yametokea over the week. Of course we saw what happened, but before we go to the European countries, we have to see what happens in our country. And one of the things that happened to our country is the Talanta Ella Sports Stadium being launched there in Jamhuri. Like I saw what happened yesterday. I have a clip here for CS Sababu Namama, who was doing the check for that ground, and he was accompanied by the KDF. I saw the KDF there, and the statement that was given there is like The stadium progress is ongoing, but again, as I saw the pictures that were shown by the media, it's like still the ground is still taking too long to start because we only have 2 years. I think 2 years or 3 years. We have 3 years for this AFCON. I think the best thing that we can do is to prepare well so that we can host this AFCON because if we fail to host this AFCON, then it will take us centuries. I don't know whether we'll be there, but anyway, we should set a basement for the future generation. I think Ababu Namamba should be serious. He's one of the CS who is trying, but again, you need to upgrade. You need to pull up the socks. You need to make sure that every day he is there in the stadium because that is the only one that we know. Others are just small stadiums. But again, we hope for the best for the AFCON 2027. Again, in our country, the FKF has been ongoing. We also have the Mozart Bet competition today that is happening, semi-finals. We also have the FKF Premier League, and also we also have some of the competition like golf. I don't know whether Mr. Kilongo, you follow what happens in golf, tennis, cricket, because on Tuesday, that is on Tuesday, there is a media press that was happening along Serena Hotel. I was there, and I saw that most people who were there were the stakeholders, and they discussed more about how they are going to make sure that this game is going to be introduced to Kenya because Kenyans only know what is football alone, soccer. When it comes to golf, they tend to believe that people who go to golf are the rich people. We have a lot of golf clubs in Kenya, but people don't even have the interest to go to those competitions. When it comes to cricket, table tennis, people just think that when you have made it, when you are rich, when you are MP or the president, that is the time you go to golf. I went to Mudhaiga Golf Club. That was on Friday. That was a day after yesterday, and I saw that people were there, and those who were there were hinged. People above 40 years. You cannot just get a young person below 20s going to golf. Do you think, Mr. Klong, do you think people don't love this game, or it is the interest that they don't have, or the country has not marketed this game like soccer? What is wrong with our generation that they don't recognize this kind of games like cricket, golf, tennis? They only recognize soccer because of Olunga.
Yeah, it's very interesting you mentioned about golf, but I think the main reason is that golf is a boring sport. The way I view it, it doesn't seem very interesting. It's just about kicking a ball to I don't know where. It's not. It's not that an interactive sport. No agility. It's not a team collaborative sport. So it's not interesting. It's something that will be interesting to a 40-year-old person who can't run and has a pot belly. So I call it a game for lazy men. But I don't know even the rules about it. It's complicated, and also it's associated with rich people because to get a subscription to go to a golf club, to join the golf club, you have to pay huge amounts of money, which is something that Kenyans don't do. If huge amounts of money is involved, trust you me, Kenyans will not be engaged in such kind of things because they are hustling and they don't have the time and money to engage in such kind of sports. Also, cricket, it was a big thing back then. I used to follow sports on TV. We used to see how Kenya was good in the cricket competition alongside with India, Pakistan, South Africa. But now I don't know what really happened. It fell off. Then table tennis, nobody really knows what's happening there. It's a one-man game. It's not collaborative. So that's why I think soccer is big among other collaborative sports such as volleyball and sometimes handball. Yeah, that's what I think, Mr. Boni.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mzee Kilong, because he thinks that this is a game for the 40s and 50s. Those people who are lazy. But again,
Yeah,
I tend to believe that, of course, if you are lazy, then make a tease. And again, you have seen guys getting money from the golfs. Personally, I was in Mudaiga, and what I saw there is like people who are there were the henged people who have just make it in life, people who are just retired. They are the one who came there. And
yeah,
again, the sport is very interesting. If you have that passion for golf, again, there is a time that I hated what is rugby. Rugby, there's a time that I did not recognize rugby, but I developed the interest with the time. And the finals where South Africa won, that one was the best game that I ever watched for rugby. We also have the basketball. I watched the Timberwolves, the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Maverick, and that was very wonderful. Again, basketball is very interesting if you have that passion for the basketball. And again, Kenyans, what we need to do is that we market this game. We need to have that passion, because if you see a young person, a young boy, a young girl playing this basketball, and again playing the rugby, then you tend to believe that this is a good game. But again, rugby, you need to be physically fit. Someone like me,
yeah,
you cannot just play rugby because wale majamaa wako pale wameiva vizuri, wamekula ugali. Kienda pale utasumbuliwa. So I think Kenyans again, we saw even the president when he was in the USA. He met that guy who played the basketball, and
Shaq
that is a
O'Neal,
clip that it tended for. Eh?
Shaq O'Neal, right?
Yani huyo jamaa alifanya watu wakafurahi sana, because president, even the reaction for the president was like a humor, like president wanted to confirm, is this a guy or what, because this guy is
Giant.
very tall, this guy is very huge. I, so those are the kind of things that you need to have when you want to play basketball and those games. But again, I used to see Kilom playing basketball. I think you still play.
Yeah, I
I'm
used to
only
play
there.
back in I used to play back in campus days at high school. Right now, adulting doesn't give you time to go play. But once in a while, when I go home with my small brother, we play basketball. It's a really interesting sport, and it's not heavily marketed here in Kenya because it's associated of being a game for cool people. So uh, that's how it has been marketed. Normal people don't know the rules; they don't care how it's played. Yeah, but it's a really interesting sport, and and it's also a sport for tall people. So if you are tall, the person will ask, "Do you play basketball?" Yeah, because it's so Shaq O'Neal is 7 foot tall, and he's a giant, and he was one of the great basketballers in USA. Yeah, so it's really an interesting sport, but not heavily marketed here in Kenya. But I see there's some people who play. There's a league for universities, which is good. Yeah, but that's it with basketball.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kilongo, because basketball is very interesting. Of course, I know it is very interesting. So those are the kind of things that the sports ministry need to do. They need to keep away with this football, because we have been in football for a long time, but we never performed. Other countries are doing well. We saw what happened in the Africa Cup of Nations. Of course, small countries like Seychelles, small countries like
Gabon,
DRC Congo,
Mauritius.
they gave
Mm.
Mauritius. Even I was so shocked when I saw South Africa going up to the semis. A small team like South Africa. So it's like we don't even know what we're doing, because Kenya, now we are going to play with Ivory Coast. Those are the African champions. Are we going to survive this one? So the soccer competition, we are very poor, and I think we should make sure that we do other games, because maybe our concentration is not on soccer. We have talents that are hidden in basketball, rugby, tennis, handball, and volleyball. Because I saw the GSU were playing against the Kenya Prison in Kasarani. That was the volleyball competition, and that was very awesome, because the GSU were good guys. So people even don't realize that the volleyball team. Again, we have the Malikia strikers. We have the Malikia strikers, of course. They are doing well. And again, people don't know that Malikia strikers is one of the best in Africa because they realize
Mm.
that we only know football alone. So what we need to do is we get to know other games in our country. When you go to South Africa and you say that rugby is not a big competition, then those people will slap you. They will chase you out of Cape Town because they know that they are African champions. The World Cup, they won. Again, they produced one of the best competition performance in AFCON. I think long you saw
Mhm.
what happened in Ivory Coast. The South
Yeah,
Africans gave their best. So, do
yeah,
you think
yeah.
that the ministry should focus with those other games and keep away with soccer, or we should balance?
I think we should balance, but I tend to think we glorify athletics so much here in Kenya because we are renowned athletic champions. We run for fun because we are always running from our troubles. That's why we are fast. uh, but I think we should diversify, look into other competitions, as you have mentioned, which is a good thing, but also focus on the game that people love, that's football. Try to make sure we improve. We have huge talents. We have the likes of Michael Olunga, other upcoming stars who are playing for Europe clubs. We should tap and make sure we are well coached. We have the right resources in order to compete. Because I think for Kenya, if we just get our foundation right, starting from the managers of our football league, if they focus on delivering football competition and do not engage in other monkey business, which they always do, and focus on trying to make football a good enterprise here in Kenya, then we will grow. We will be able to compete internationally on the global stage. I'm sure because World Cup 2020, 2026 it's approaching, and they have there are 32 games now. It's 48, so it means that other teams should be able to join, which a team like Kenya should have considered being among the uh, being among the team that qualifies for the World Cup because it's 48 teams. So I think we should work on improving our football among other sports. Also, we focus on other uh, upcoming sports here in Kenya, such as tennis, rugby. We were good in rugby. Don't know what happened. Then basketball, cricket. I don't think about golf. Let's leave it for rich people.
Yeah, golf is meant for rich people. But again, that is the mentality for Kenyans. When they saw golf clubs, Modaiga. I also saw a golf club in Machakos. Of course, Machakos has a golf club. So those are the kind of things that the president and also the minister of sports need to do because we are far much behind when it comes to sports generally. We are just focusing with athletics, and athletics just don't come anytime. But when we focus with more games, when we have tennis, we have athletic, a country of more than 50 million people, that is a lot of that is a big population that can produce one of the best when it comes to tennis, handball, volleyball. We get to make this use because we tend to say that our country has less job opportunities, but again, talent is one of the things that is paying nowadays. You can just fail to perform in school, but a talent can take you far. I saw the Manikia strikers. I saw even the Arambe Starlets, young kids, young girls performing to their best. So that is talent, and they are using their talent. So I think the government should focus with this one, and also make sure that we tend to market those games like other countries. Because when you go to Tanzania, they'll tell you that our Simba, Yanga, other teams there, they are doing well. When you come to Kenya, our Gor Mahia cannot even just win against small teams, and that is what we say that soccer is our best. So I think the CS above Namamba, but that is a big question that I've been asking myself. Who is the best CS for this sensitive ministry of sports? Yet we know that this sports industry has been paying a lot of people. This sports ministry has been giving people employment. People fail to go to school, but they utilize their talents well. Mr. Kilong, do you believe that Abam Namamba is the perfect person to be in this ministry? Or yet we made a mistake of making him to be the CS for Minister of Sports? Is he a good one? Is he fit for this position? Or we should have given someone else? And who do you think can be there for the Minister of Sports?
Okay. I don't think it was a best choice we have, but since Ababu looks youthful and a bit energetic, then he can try to do something with the docket, because politics here in Kenya is funny. They don't choose the best person for the job. They choose a former politician uh, to do for cabinet docket. So you can't expect somebody who has who is a former player in any sport to be a minister. So as you think of it, Ababu Namwamba isn't the best choice, but he can be good because he's a bit youthful. He can connect with the young people. The only baggage that he brings is the politic part, because he has to politicians are always politicians. At the end of the day, they will always want their interests. So that's the unfortunate thing. But we can do better. But to be honest, I don't think I can say I would like somebody else to be the Minister of Sports. I don't see anybody else who can do it better. Yeah, that's my thinking, Bonnie.
You don't believe that we can take Oscar Sudi to be there?
No, Oscar Sudi is he's a politician. He calls himself an engineer. No, he can't do sports. Oscar Sudi, Oscar Sudi will only
Engineer can
promote.
be there.
Oscar Sudi will promote other interests. He will look for a tender to build all the stadiums and do it will all be athletics, because he's a Kalenjin guy. So he'll just make running tracks, and that's it. He'll not focus on other sports. Yeah, so I think Ababu Namamba can really do a good job. Because he seems he can delve into other sports and tap in the talents there. I think he's better than Oscar Sudi or any other person that's present in the current regime.
Yeah. I think our president from where we had Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, when we had Moi, the late Moi, and now we had the late Mwai Kibaki, up to Uhuru Kenyatta. Now we have William Ruto. They don't take this ministry for sports very serious, because we have been giving those people who don't understand what is football, soccer, understand what is athletics, generally how to bring up talents. Because when you go to other countries, I always watch what happens to other countries, the likes of Spain, the likes of Italy, the likes of Germany, we England. We get to know
England.
talents. Someone who is 9 years, someone who is 5 years still ashaingia kwa ground, ashaanza kutengeneza hizo skills, ajue ni nini anataka. But when it comes to
Yeah.
Kenya, we always give some people the job. Someone who doesn't understand what is athletics, who doesn't understand that we have talents who are struggling. The last time I saw what happened is when Amina Mohammed was given that docket, and I was left shocked because the woman went there. Actually, have you seen? I'm not trying to be tribalistic, but that is a Muslim. Do Muslims play football in Kenya? Of course, they play, but few. But when she went there, she's the one who even made the country to get banned from FIFA. The likes of Nick Mwendo was there. He's still there. So I think our country has never been serious. Long, you agree with me that the country has never been serious when it comes to Ministry of Sports. The same way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because Amina Mohammed is basically a slave queen. What does a slave queen know about football? She doesn't. She doesn't know anything.
Because
So it's terrible. We have the likes of Nick Mwendwa who are corrupt to the core. They personalized FKF. It seems that they are their own personal staff. So we can't improve with this kind of leadership. We can't go forward with these incapable people. So because as you've mentioned, talent is an important thing in other countries, right from small clubs, right from uh, the 5 year olds. They have academies which build them up, which makes them strong, and they try to grow their talents. They try to teach them on how to behave like a professional footballer, like a professional athlete. And with time, they get good at it, and they advertise their sport, which makes people want to see people like people who can compete. People like to see people who are professional, who know what they are doing. People don't like boring stuff. That's why uh, England is an interesting thing, because everyone tunes into the Premier League and they get to appreciate the talents all over the globe, especially from England. And it shows how actually for football, right, is also debated in Parliament. If they come up with unfair rules and regulations, the the MPs or the representatives of people would go in Parliament and talk about their football clubs. We don't see this with our MPs. Our MPs are always just there to eat money, to vote bills that tax Kenyans a lot, and go about their business and cry about CDF and nothing else. They don't try to come up with ideas on how to grow our talent. That's the sad state of affairs here in Kenya. But I think in the future, we should try to get leaders who can at least try to make a plea for talent and make it grow in Kenya.
yeah. I think that I agree with you, because we need to get someone who is serious. We need to get leaders who are serious when it comes to sports. The same way we get dockets such as the Ministry for Interior, Ministry for Defense. Those people are very serious because they know that they manage the country. You need to be serious when
Yeah.
you are acting as the Ministry for Defense. Same way we should focus in the sports. We have neglected this docket for sports for long time. That is why, again, we had the AGM that was supposed to be happening some weeks ago, but it has never been happened. And that is the big problem that made FIFA to set a warning. Our country is on a mess, because a FIFA representative was sent from Zurich to come to Kenya, and again they failed to have this meeting. So this is a big loop that happened in our country, and this is one thing that can make us lose the AFCON bid for 2027. And why are they? The big question is, why are they not having this AGM? What is the big problem? Are they corrupted to an extent that they don't know how to attend those meetings? They don't know how to arrange the meeting, because a representative can come all the way from abroad to Kenya. Then you fail. The reports are going to be negative, because our country needs to take these things serious. It's like we don't value sports. That's why we were given a last warning. But I think the CS will act and know what is the problem. But again, Nick Mwendwa, the FKF, and the people, the stakeholders who are involved, they need to be serious when it comes to Minister of Sports. I think this is the time when I saw CS Namwamba trying. He's trying, but he has not even done what Kenyans can say that he has done the best, because this sports ministry is very serious. Someone who gets there need to start working from the first day. You don't have to get just time to go away. You need to move all over the country. Nowadays we have fast means of transport. We have aeroplanes and helicopters. You can come all the way from Moyale to Mombasa. From Mombasa, you go to Tana River, you go to Kambani to investigate stadiums. You set up things that Kenyans can realize. when we have a lot of talent nowadays. I have seen some guys playing football when even the football ground, and it is in a total mess. There is trees there, there are even woods, but the guys are trying to practice because they want to make their talents be identified. So we need to know what we can do. All this starts from our leaders, because if we have the MCS, the member of county assembly, those are the people who know what happens in the ground, grassroots.
Yeah.
You know what happens in your world. Then it goes to MP. MP knows what happens in the constituency. We go up to the governor. So if this chain starts from the governor to the those chiefs and also to the ward representative, then that is one of the things that can make our talents improve, because they are going to know the problem. Some of the talents, they train without even football. Even now, others, they just use their bare foot. I was in Kirinyaga the other day and I saw even guys training without a good ball. And the one they are using, it is very hard. So those are the talents. If you promote them, then they are going to know that our leaders are promoting us. They are going to put more effort, and they think that is the high time that they will be exposed, and the exposure will even give us the best talent. Yet we still have our ambassadors who are struggling to even feature into the HAFCON. I saw the list of players that was given by the Harambee Stars coach, that is Eugene Ferrati. Eugene Ferrati
Yeah.
gave us names. Even I was left shocked, because what was that kind of squad? We are going to come to this
Yeah.
one,
That
but
was,
again, I think our leaders from the MPs, the MPs. I saw what happened last year, and some of the MPs, even in my area, Ukambani, I saw MPs having those friendly cups. They're giving money, but I think their intention is not to give money. Their intention is to politicize. Their intention is to
yeah.
make the
That,
youth. I think this is
it's,
truth. They are not serious.
yeah. Uh, that's true. The politicians involved in football or in sports, they don't do it for talent growing. They do it for politicizing and making themselves to be prominent in their hometowns. Like I was witnessing in my hometown. I come from Bomet County, and we had a competition uh, about a month ago, and it was just a politician who was trying to make his name glow and just awarding prize money, and that was it. It's not a professional based sport. It was just politics per se. Everything in Kenya here is politicking, which is a sad state of affairs when it comes to things like talent. Talent doesn't need politics. It just need structures which are made uh, to function well, and that's it. Once we have the structures in place, then talent can grow right from the grassroots. And once we nail down the grassroots, then we'll start building up on our country squad, because as we were about to discuss about the Harambe squad, which was so pathetic. It's something that should come from talents which are homegrown, and they have been brought up in right institutions that will enable them to play well and link up and amplify their talent. That's what I think about our sad state of affairs in Kenya.
Yeah. I think we have a big problem with our politicians. They tend to publicize their names when it comes to sports, athletics, because they want to make their names get known. They want to expose these youth that come next general election, you have to vote for me because I'm going to support you. They don't do it for
Yeah,
passion. I have never seen
exactly.
an MP, any member of parliament doing this thing for passion. Because
Mhm.
I was in Kakamega, and there was I think this politician, someone, and I think that was Cleophas Malala Cup. That is a
Mhm.
competition that I was there personally, and I saw a lot of talent. Western is one of the areas, regions that produce one of the best talents, and that one we are going to agree with it. That when you come from Kisumu, you go to Kisumu, you go to Vihiga, Kakamega, those guys they produce one of the best when it comes to sports, soccer, and again rugby. You seen what is happening now? We have Omondi. Omondi is a guy from the River Lake Nilos. So those are the guys whereby we have a lot of talents and they tend to come out. We also what happens during this Talanda, whereby competition. We also saw what happened in Western secondary school games. I think we have a lot of talents in our country. So the best thing we can do is develop a strategy on how we are going to bring those talents to exposure. Because if they are exposed, the same way Anton Kibet, same way we have those guys under 18 who went to play for Spain Soccer Academy. That is same way we should be doing. These things should be happening after every 3 months. Like you have those competition happening in every counties. Every county. You have only 47 counties. If the county of Makueni, the county of Kirinyaga, the county of Moyale, they are going to have those competitions, then they produce their best talent. Because of course Moyale, Wajia, you go to Rukana, you go to Eldoret. When they come together, they have those competitions, they bring them up to the finals. Then we are sure that the same selection that we are doing, then giving the best talent, I'm very sure that we are going to get out of those 10,000 people, we are going to get the best 20. And the best 20, those are the talents that can be utilized by the country. But again, we are still very down when it comes to promoting these talents. We get used to these politicians whereby they go to the stadiums to give money. Someone can give
Give
only
money. Yeah.
500,000. I think Kilongo,
That's it.
500,000 is very little amount of money because those guys have money, but they want to
Yeah.
give you that 500,000
And 500,000,
because they
it's
want.
not for one person, it's for the whole team. So, and the team also has their own hierarchy. So, but then the player will get 5K or 10K and they go home. So, what will 10K do to a player? I see in our comments we have Good here who is saying that does Kamba have a team like Luya and Luos? He thinks that all tribes should have a team, and that would make a good league competition. That's what our commentator, our viewer, Goodyear, is saying.
Anyway, those are the some of the comments that are coming all from views. LUTV is saying golf is for dynasty, sisi ni soccer and night right hapo Homa Bay. Anasema hiyo ni ya watu wenye wako na pesa, huko kwao ni soka. Goodyear saying hi, apparently, sorry, I don't know your name. This is Benjamin Kilong. Benjamin Kilong, and he's a good guy. We need politicians who can lead like Klopp and Pep. And I think good year for the longest time we are going to wait. Still, we are going to wait for a long time because our politicians want to utilize this opportunity so that they can get that publicity. When it comes to 2027, they are going to use this youth, because when you go to mobilize, for example, a youth in any constituency, then they are going to vote for you because Kenyans are so vandalized with money. When you give them money, then they are going to vote for you. So I think Kenyans are so negligent when it comes to utilizing their talent. But again, I think the politicians, I have never seen anyone who is serious, someone who has passion for supporting the youth and the talents in our country. They just use this position. That is the time. Which by the end of this year, you shall see a lot of cups, a lot of competition by these MPs and also governors. They utilize
Yeah.
this time when the youth are at their home ground. They want to give them money because they know they are going to get their vote. Would I say Victor Company not going down with Bayern FC? We are going to come to this one. But good day say, does Kamba has a team like Louis and Lewis? I think all tribes should have a demand, and that is good. That could make a good league and competition. Yes, good day. I want to tell you that when you go to Makueni, you'll get clubs like Kilungu. We have clubs like Muka. We have clubs like Makindu. We have clubs like Machinery Football Club. We have clubs like, I'm giving you samples. We have clubs like Mulala Football Club. When you go to Makuena, also you have Kibwezi Football Club. We also have Kitui Football Club, and also we have Kadhungi. Kadhungi Football Club is one of the best when it comes to football. And I think if you follow football now, those are the guys who go up to semis when it comes to those football competition. And again, our secondary schools produce one of the best. We have Kitondo Boys, and that is a boys' school that went up to East Africa competition for rugby. That is the best school for rugby when it comes to Eastern region. When you go to Machakos, we have the Kenyatta Stadium. We have stadiums that are located in Machakos. You go to Mwala, you go to places like Masi. We have a lot of teams there. And the only thing that we always suffer when it comes to Kamba is the support. Kambas don't have that support. The leaders there don't recognize that in Ukambani we have talents. We only neglect our talents because we have very few even when it comes to athletics. The Winfred Yavi Mutile, who broke the record last year, that is just someone who is from Ukambani, and I think we do the best, but we are neglected. Another comment from Gay is saying sports in Kenya needs grassroots sponsorship and it should be overseen by sports minister if there is one. I think he said if there is one. So probability is that we are having someone who is not qualified for this one. I think this is very serious when it comes to our country. We need to nurture these talents. We need to develop these talents because this is the only way we are going to make the best Arambe stars, Arambe starlets, and this is the only way we are going to be the best when it comes to sports. Other countries perform to the best because they are very serious. Our country is very politicized. Everything is political. Now, when you follow things that are happening today, it is on Sunday. When you follow what is happening in the churches, after those politicians go there, they will talk about politics. No one will talk about sports. They talk about politics. Why? Gachagua is silent. Why? Ruto spent 200. Why? We have this economy going high. Yani, but when it comes to sports, 0.005% are the people who discuss about how they are going to improve the talents in our country. This is Dimba la Afriq. Make sure you subscribe, you follow us in all social media platforms. We are live, and this is Dimba Show, whereby we are discussing what is happening, and we are trying to control when we have bad things that are happening when it comes to sports, and also we tend to educate ourselves and also the followers who are following this wonderful show because it is here in Dimba la Afriq whereby you get to know what happened all over the country. Do you think I want to display this stadium and I want to get your opinion, Mr. Kelong, so that you can tell me, do you think our country Kenya can produce this kind of stadium? Do you think this is possible? And do you think this one is going to happen for the next 3 years? That we have a stadium that looks exactly like Camp Nou or stadium that is more perfect than Santiago Bernabeu. Do you think this one is true or it is just for enjoying us?
I think these stories are jabber because what we know here in Kenya, we have good designs, but implementing them is the problem. Because the Tata City Stadium looks perfect, looks like a world-class stadium, but now getting this infrastructure, no, it wouldn't happen. Because remember in 2017, we had Deputy President Ruto talking about the stadiums that are going to be built, but up to now, they have not been completed. So we don't think this can happen, and it will just be a dream that we wished could happen. But to be honest, I don't think we'll get a stadium of such class. If they pull it off, then they will have pulled out a rabbit out of the hat. They would have performed magics in real time. So I don't think that can happen.
Yeah. I think this one is enjoying Kenyans. We are used to be enjoyed by the politician and also anyone who is our leader, because that is a big stadium. A country like Tanzania, the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium, I always refer to that stadium because I was there last 2 years when I was just a young person. I went there. There was an event that was happening there, and we went there and then come back to Kenya. And that stadium almost was full. Even the seats, the spectators, the VIP, the VVIP, and that is our country. That is a country that is now headed by Mama Samia Suluhu. They tend to say that men can do better, but nowadays women are even performing more than men. Men are just there waiting for women. Even I have seen some men being given food by their women. Utashiba kweli? Mimi siwezi nikashiba. Yaani unakaa tu nyumbani tu, bibi yako anakuletea chakula. So I think nowadays women are doing their best, and these genes for men are under siege nowadays. Men, they are not performing. We need to perform. We need to get some people who are serious, because I think after end of every era, we need to get some things that are implemented by these leaders, because it is only by this that we are going to develop our country. So I think personally, I never agree that we can get this kind of stadium in Kenya. This stadium that was given to be constructed, that was inspected yesterday, the progress, even now the tractors hata haijaianza hata hakuna yani, and we are still saying that itaenda mbele wapi? Hakuna kitu ita
Wapi?
happen hapa, so
Story za jaba.
wanatuchezea akili. Anyway, hizi ni story za jaba, na I think the same way vile jaba iko bandi huko Mombasa, hizi stories pia zinafaa zikuwe bandi Kenya. Anyway, this is Dimba la Afriq, and I want to play this one uh, these are guys training. These are guys training. You can see where they are training. You can see even the sun. You know, sometimes despite the climatic changes that we have in our country,
Mhm.
we tend to say that our country is very hot, but I will always support nature, because nature you cannot control it, but the support that we can get, we don't we you can go to stadiums like Dandora, and you go there when people are training, the players are training. Of course, we can have some injuries, and we don't have even the ambulance there. Guys just train there, they enjoy, then they go home. Someone gets injured there, they will look for a taxi to take them to hospitals. Those are small things that can boost the confidence of the players. When you go to play
Mhm.
and you are supported by even transport. I was in Kasaran the other day when there was a rugby challenger series that is happening in Germany and Holland. As like these rugby players, I even interviewed them, and someone said that the restaurant that they are in nowadays, that they were taking their time. Like there's no water. The water has just disappeared, and they are there. They can't just come to stadium because they have not eaten. A lot of things happen. By the way, we have internal communication problems that happen in our country. But again, this all goes up to the CS for Minister of Sports. That is someone who need to understand that when we have rugby, we have soccer, we have athletics, we have everything. The same way, those leaders were very active when they came to the barrio of Kevin Kiptum, the world athletic champion. They should do that every day. They should just not wait for those bad times, to support our talent. Now we have that guy who went to claim Mount Everest, Kirui. Kirui, that is someone who wanted to achieve. So the guy who is serious. He want to break the record. But now the family is stranded. That are they going to bring him into the country because they are demanding for 26 million? But still, the government is just relaxed. Do you think we are just there? We are not supporting our Kenyans the same way other countries are doing? Because do you think Kilong 26 million is a lot of money to this country? Or Our country is never serious.
Nah, it's never serious. 26 million. Uh, it's cheap for countries like Kenya. We can afford that and be able to bring Cheruiyot back. But I don't think that will happen because our Kenyan politicians just mind about themselves. If it will not help them get a political mileage, then they will not do it. So Cheruiyot, I think, will just be buried on the mountains where he unfortunately died. So, but I'm told there are a lot of bodies which have never been recovered there. It's more than 100 bodies which are still freezing up in Mount Everest. So, but I think Cheruiyot died doing something that he loved, right? Because he wanted to scale the mountain without any oxygen. It was a challenge that he wanted to do, and he was ready for it. I saw he had done a lot of preparations. He had climbed some other mountains just to prepare himself for to climb Mount Everest. But unfortunately, he never made it, and he should be treated as a hero in Kenya because he pursued something uh, without without caring about the repercussions. He wanted to do it for himself. He wanted to do it as a first African man to climb Mount Everest without oxygen supply. And he was almost there. I'm told, I read somewhere that he died 48 meters to the peak. So he was almost achieving that his dream of scaling up Mount Everest. But now the Kenyan politicians haven't mentioned anything about it, and they will let it slide. The family of Cheruiyot will unfortunately not get the body to bury, which in Africa is a big deal because Africans always want their body back. They want to see the body and bury it so that they can give peace to them. So it's something that will not happen. Our Kenyan politicians will let it slide and will move on with life. We'll talk about the visit of Ruto to US and other politics stuff in Mount Kenya and Rift Valley, and life will go on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should be serious about sports generally. That is what I can conclude. We should be very serious. Good is saying, why has Kenya never bided to host African Cup of Nations? I think when it comes to FIFA, when they are considering, of course, they come to benchmark. Our country only have very few stadiums, and they are not up to standards. And again, our security is very poor because I saw the Mashemeji derby the other day when the fans even were protesting, throwing stones. What will happen if you throw stones to those Arabs? Eh? When you throw stones to those guys who are very soft, they don't know how to run. You will kill them, and we are going to be banned. We are going to be banned. So our country is very reckless when it comes to very things. We need to make sure that everything lies in their own lane because even the defense security is very poor in our country. I'm still worried about the AFCON 2027, but I think that one we should not host that one. Good day saying marriage is 50-50, even women need to provide. Yeah, they need to provide, but God said when God created Adam and Eve, God created Adam, and when he saw that Adam was lonely, he made a woman from his rib. So the rib woman came from your rib. So you should be the leader of the family. You should not wait for the girl, for the woman to provide. But at times they provide when situations are not good. Of course, not every day is a Friday. But you should not just depend on a woman. A woman should always depend on you. You should provide because you are created for her, but she was not created for you. Go and read Bible. We have Genesis stories there. Good year. I know you have a Bible in your phone. You can follow that one. It's saying we have sports can be played under all weather. No excuse. Leave the lame excuse. Of course, I know that, but again, we tend to know that we have a lot of sun. You know, I come from the region whereby the sun is hot. At times, even the boots. can get hot until the players can run from the field. In Ukambade, the sun is always hot. I think we are very close to the equator. That is why the sun is very hot. So, good year. That is something that even when you get the glucose, even I used to see players when we were in high school. We used to get the support of glucose. That is something that can make players even get to know that this is serious event. But again, that is all about our sports generally. But again, as we go to the Arambe Stars Football Club, these Arambe Stars, now we are calling it a football club because it is not representing our nation. Very poor, very unserious. I saw the lineup that was given by Eugene Ferrat. Eugene Ferrat is one of the coaches that I have never agreed with the kind of job he's doing. The lineup that he gave and the excuse after Kenyans completing the social media because top talents were left out. He just said that they are going to go from their clubs straight to the national team. How? And they have not trained with the team. There is a time whereby they need to train. They need to understand that they need to communicate. Wajue kama kisha tunacheza na Burundi, tujue hiyo. Ukiona tu nishainua mkono hivi nataka tu nipatie Drupas, but mtu anatoka tu Qatar anakuja direct kwa national team anacheza aje? That was very poor excuse about the lineup that he gave. Kilong, do you agree with the Rambe Stars coach about the lineup that he gave during that press? Again, are we ready for that AFCON qualification against Burundi and Ivory Coast?
No, I don't agree with it at all because it is a squad that has been assembled that has not gelled together, and it's really terrible. So, and also, I see that wow, is Michael Olunga in the squad? I never saw that.
No, Michael Olunga hakuwa ametajwa kwa squad. Michael Olunga,
yeah, because
Okumu hakuwa ametajwa kwa squad, and you know that Michael Olunga hata akiwa pale atapatia wale wachezaji moral, atawapatia moral.
Exactly.
The same way.
Exactly.
Sio lazima Messi acheze, lakini akiwa bench watu wanajua King is there.
Yeah. He's like,
so sijui
he's a big name. He's a big name.
So Olunga hakuwa ametajwa.
Yeah, he should be a big name that should always be on the squad, just to give morale to the boys, tell them that that the boys will see him and they will ask him a few questions how to perform, because Michael Olunga has played with internationally abroad, so he knows a thing or two and can help the squad. But unfortunately, this was not there, so I don't know what's happening with our coach, and I don't really agree with the squad. We'll be lucky if we qualify at all, because we are going to be thrashed with the team. By the way, where would the competition happen? Here in Kenya ama kule kwingine? Let me see.
Ukiangalia vile alisema hiyo squad itacheza. Yaani hata coach ni kama hakuwa amejitayarisha. Hakuwa amejitayarisha kwa sababu hata vile aliulizwa maswali after hiyo list amepeana, hakuwa anajielewa kabisa. Maana ukiangalia vile alikuwa ameacha wachezaji wako na nguvu sana. Yaani ni kama coach, we are still colonized by these Europeans because we don't focus with them. And again, the score that he gave there is like he's not serious, because Patrick Matas personally, I've been seeing him very poor when it comes to this competition, but he was named there. So I think him leaving this guy Michael Olunga is like the other problem with him, and that is the high time that we need to know that this coach is not serious. I want to read you the squad that was given by this guy, and he gave a squad of goalkeepers. He gave Patrick Matasi. Matasi has been performing poorly when it comes to Kenya Police. Joseph Ochuk and Ian Otieno. Despite him, Matasi is the guy who gave the Qatar that goal, and they ran. It's like this guy is not serious. The defenders there, he gave the likes of Ani Wesunga, Daniel Sukari, Dennis Nganga. We also have the Amos Nondi and Eric Oruma, Marcelo. The midfielders there, he used Ayub Masike Timbe, Alfred Duke Abuya, Ronnie Onyango, Duncan Otieno, Richard Odada, and Kenneth Niguna, and the likes of Anthony Okumu. The forward, he used Masudi Juma, Benson Omala. He left this guy, uh, uh, Michael Lunga. So I think this is the same thing that we should be serious with, because this squad now, we have been used to this squad. Does it mean that we don't have talents in other areas that can feature in the Harambee Stars? Because every person want to play, represent their national flag.
Yeah, I think this team was assembled by someone else, not really the coach, because kama hata ajui, he can't really answer questions. Then it seems that you're not the one who made the decision. Maybe politics also played a part here. You never know. Maybe someone paid to what I paid the list. You never know, or some club official, Ali Hongana. So it's something that in Kenya always lacks in the background. There was interference somewhere. So we don't know what will happen. All Kenyans will just hope for the best and make sure and try to support Kenya during these World Cup qualifiers that will happen on June with Burundi. I hope we try our best. That's what I think.
Yeah, we should always support our country, because I tend to believe that these guys, even good saying what happened to Victor Wanyama. Wanyama is not old and he retired from Harambee Stars. Why? We have seen players like Tony Cruz retiring from national team, the likes of even the N'Golo Kante. You know, some of the players, they want that privacy. You know, if you expose them, they are going to say that they are not going to represent the country. There's no support. The country does not support them. So if you are supported by your country, then you will play until you are 39. You see how Ronaldo now is playing, Messi is playing. Someone is 39 and still plays for the country. So I think we should be serious with our players. We support them, because Harambee Stars is one of the things that we should focus on, because this is a big country, but we perform poorly when it comes to sports. This one
Yeah, I
lies
remember
on the
also.
politicians.
Yeah, I remember also the big players like the likes of Donald Mariga, Magla Mariga, Victor Wanyama. They were complaining that the they had no support from the government. They were supposed to go to play some competitions. Sometimes they had to get into their own pockets to fund these trips, which is unfortunate because we have a budget for sports here in Kenya, but somebody has squandered all of it. So it's for the big players who have played internationally and they know how other international structures work, the efficiency they have. When they come to Kenya and see the insufficiency in football management, they get pissed off and they would want to play well for their club, for their country, because there is no support, which is really it's hard for them. Because sometimes if you have money, they will tell you to dip into their pocket to help out the facilitation of traveling. Such kind of silly and small mistake is what is causing us greatly. Even the international footballers, they're not really interested, because how can I come represent a country that isn't doing anything for me? I'm trying to perform in the field for them, but what does my country offer me? How do they reciprocate back? They are just there. So sad for Kenya. Hope the future things will be better.
Yeah, this is a sad situation for Kenya, but I hope for the best when it comes to the games that we have against Ivory Coast and Burundi. So I think we are going to perform. That is all what I can say. But Eugene Ferrati is doing nothing. I will say that and continue to say that, because we are not serious. We are never serious about our country. That was a wrap about our Kenyan football. But good day, say Victor playing in Premier League should just play for Kenya and let the money come second. Football is passion. Of course, football is passion, and you need to have the passion when you want to play, and also you need to love your country. You know, some players love their country. So if you don't have your country, then that is going to be a big problem.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we,
There's loving the country, and what does the country do for you? Because if uh, if also the country is mistreating you, there's no there's yes, you can love your country, but now the country tries to mistreat you. Remember, there's this player for Aston Villa, Leon Bailey. He said he represents
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Yeah, he said that also there's football structures are not working. So he said, "Okay, thank you very much. I love my country, but unfortunately, I can't go play for them because they are really wasting my time. They don't offer the right equipment to players. They don't provide transportation. And this is somebody who's played abroad, and he really can't stand the inadequacy of the football federation in Jamaica. So it's not about loving your country; it's about also what your country does for you."
Yeah, yeah. I think the country should always. I think the country should always support. The support from your country is very important because that is someone who's serious. You know, Eric Bell is very serious guy when it comes to playing, even in the Aston Villa. But now the structure, the how the management in our country performs, then it is poorly. The same way you see Messi being protected by Argentina, players, key players like Ronaldo, key players like Benzema, key players in Europe like Harry Kane. One day, if you wake up and not see Harry Kane in the England national team, then that one is going to be a big debate in the social media. People are going to complain because they value that guy and the other upcoming talent. They take sport serious. But now, coming to our country, utapatiwa CS mwenye ajui mambo ya sports. Anyway, that is our country. That was a rough for our country, but we hope for the best when it comes to sports in our country. The FKF and also the whole management, they should perform when it comes to this country because sports is very important. Moving on to the Europe, you have seen what happened in the midweek. The unbeaten run, the invisible guys, that was Xavier Alonso. Xavier Alonso, he was mishandled. Xavier Alonso was in a total mess. Of course, do you agree what happened? Kilongo, do you agree with what happened during the match between Bayern Leverkusen and Atlanta? Do you really agree? Because Atlanta won 3 goals. The goals that was scored by Antemola Lukoman, that is the Nigerian guy. Do you agree with what you saw if you watched that game? Because I
Yeah,
watched it from the start to the end.
me as well. I watched the game. It was a really interesting game because it was the first time I was watching Bayern live because we were hearing the hype about the unbeaten run, and I was expecting them to discombobulate Atlanta. So I was very surprised on how Atlanta came, and they really managed the game well. Took Bayern Leverkusen to for interesting competition, and I think it all matters on how Bayern Leverkusen played. They they're outdone, especially Lookman wiped the floor with the defense. Good 3 goals. He had a hat trick, which is the first time an African player has scored a hat trick in the Europe competition finals. So it was really interesting to watch Bayern Leverkusen and Atlanta. They came out with the best, and all the same, Bayern Leverkusen have had a good season. Just losing 1 out of 53 games is real good for them. Uh, but Atlanta came prepared for them. They they really pressed them. You see, they never allowed Bayern to manage the ball. Xabi Alonso always tries to manage the game. So they never give them time to handle the ball. Shaka, who is a great midfielder, could not organize the midfield because every time he had the ball, somebody was with him, and they did a great man marking. So Xavi Alonso unfortunately collapsed in that game, and Atlanta won, and the unbeaten run ended. But yesterday they played a cup competition, domestic cup, and they won it, which is something good for Xavi. He has gone unbeaten in the domestic league. That is something you'll always look up. It will be up there in the history books. But Atlanta, real good game for them. They really performed, and congratulations for winning the Europa competition. I can't hear you, Boniface.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I think that was a good match. Atlanta guys came prepared for the Bayern Leverkusen, and that is the problem that Xavi Alonso never realized that these guys know that you have not been beaten. Now you come there and you start playing like Swansea City. I saw them playing like Swansea City because what I witnessed there, this is not Leverkusen that won against Bayern Munich and the Borussia Dortmund. So they came there, they were not prepared. Actually, what I saw there, they were just playing like even Harambee Stars. I thought even Muranga can play the same football. I was very shocked by the way. Sikuona wakicheza vizuri vile nilikuwa natarajia wangecheza. So
but I
yule
think also Pia, I think Pia the success had got right into them. They're not thinking that even at 2-0, people were thinking they could come back. I was also thinking that they could pull up another magic trick and come back. But Atlanta never gave up. They played to the best from first minute to the 90th minute. Though Bayern had some chances, which I think at 2-0 in the first half, they could have capitalized and maybe helped them do a comeback. But they were poor overall. They never finished the chances that they had. And game of football, if you don't finish your chances, then you're done. Nobody will save them. And Atlanta, their coach Gian Piero Gasparini was very good. In fact, it's the first time he's winning a cup in his career, and he really did well to manage that game. He really studied Bayern, Leverkusen, and was able to beat them, which was good for him.
Yeah. Congratulations to Atlanta for their first cup, and Gasparin did a good job, and he was prepared for Leverkusen. But anyway, in every match mpira udunda. So ndio nilisema ilidunda pale kwa Leverkusen, wakapoteza hiyo mechi yao, but wanafanya vizuri. Jana niliona walishinda FK Pokal hiyo ya huko kwao. Walicheza vizuri vijana na wanajituma. Xavi Alonso ni mzuri, hata akicheza huko Liverpool, akicheza huko Europa, alikuwa anacheza vizuri and is a good guy. But what you can say, Bayern is a good guy. Anyway, congratulations to Atlanta. Ademola Lookman, he was there in the AFCON and hakufanya kitu. So alikuja kushtua pale na alifurahia sana. Hiyo Mwafrika kushinda, yani kupatiana uongozi pale wa mabao matatu, hiyo ilikuwa ni jambo zuri sana kwa Ademola Lookman. And the whole continent of Africa, they call us Saints, the black people. We were happy because we gave them that title. If it was not for Africa, then they would not have won it. So that was what happened during that competition. There's this guy, Boniface, question. Do you always take friendly football? Of course, we always take this friendly football very serious. We take this friendly football very serious. Good year. And do you like Swansea FC? Good year. When it comes to football, we have the big teams. the teams like Manchester United. When a team is big, teams like Arsenal, this is a big team. So teams like Chelsea, that is a big team. But team like Man City, who even people don't even care if they won the Premier League. But yesterday, if you now followed what happened in the social media, then you know that Manchester United won the FA. The social media was fully polluted. That is what we call big club. Chelsea are still celebrating what FIFA, and they are still celebrating the UEFA Champions League that was won in the year 2021. But Man City has won it the last year, but we still don't care. That is what we call big club. But Swansea City is a big team because I like it. I like it because that is where we have players. I think Victor Moses was playing in that club and he was one of our Chelsea players. It's a big team, but now when it comes to this competition, we have to prioritize the big teams. You cannot just tell me Wolverhampton Wanderers is big than Arsenal. How? But they still win. But when it comes to winning, then this is a big team. But of course, we wish Leverkusen all the best. I will think next season they perform the same way. Again, which Mzalendo, Mzalendo, karibu sana kwa Dimba la Afriq. You are one of us. I think now USA mmeamka huko ama ni saa ngapi? Karibu sana kwa Dimba Show. Na hapa tulikuwa tunaulizia kama ulifurahia hiyo matokeo kati ya Atlanta kutoka huko Italy na Leverkusen kutoka Ujerumani. Karibu sana, tuambie uko wapi, umeamka ama bado unasherekea ile mchezo ya jana ambapo Manchester United ilishinda klabu ya Manchester City katika kombe la FA final.
Unanisikia?
Kabisa.
Unanisikia?
Kabisa.
Wacha mnione sura kwanza. Habari gani Kimanzi?
Kofiti.
Na mgeni ni ule anajua ball kabisa.
Kabisa.
Jana niliona FA. Siku watch, but I saw the results 2-1 in favor of Manchester United. One thing nazasema, football is very, very interesting. And many fans were saying that match was fixed. And me, I would say Manchester United deserves to win. Remember, they have a new, they played a new formation altogether to beat Man City. Not that Manchester United has been a very bad side. They have been unlucky this season. So football, there's an aspect of luck. And that is very, very important in football. And there's also consistency. And there's also the gods of football. The gods of football on this day were on Manchester United side. I remember their fans have been on a dry spell. They didn't have anything to celebrate, not even goals. So it was a good winding up of the Premier League with an FA win from a different side. If it was Man City winning that, then it would have been, it wouldn't have been interesting. It would be boring for Man City to win all the trophies apart from the Champions League. So a win on the FA was a good breath for the fans of soccer. At least people in Manchester had to celebrate something. So they turned the tables, and I think it was good. For me, it was good. And that leaves Pep. I'm not sure whether he has won any FA Cup trophies with Man City. Guardiola. I don't. If you look at your records, Kimanzi, has Pep Guardiola won any FA Cup trophies with Man City?
Yeah, he won last time against Manchester as well.
So, last year, I'm told last year they won the FA Cup. UEFA and the league. So they won a treble last year. So I think that for me it was a good win for Manchester, and especially for the fans who are in Kenya. You being one of them, uh, you being one of them. So it was something good. It was something good compared to our fans in Chelsea who have been relegated to watch our matches. I don't know whether Chelsea will be playing on Thursday or they will not be playing at all. Hmm? Chelsea will be playing on Thursday.
Yeah. The match that Manchester United won yesterday sent in Chelsea to play to UEFA Conference Cup because Chelsea was in position 6. So Chelsea was depending on Manchester United to lose so that it can play for Europa. But now we are playing the Conference Cup.
Oh, which cup is that? It's like
That is a big
Kotubiro.
cup more than UEFA.
Ni kama Kotubiro ya hapo Kenya. So you're no, I'm sorry for the Blues. I mean, you've been celebrating for so many years. Now you can just back at your closet and tell us how many trophies you've won.
But
Maybe you can
Mzalendo,
celebrate
I
that.
will always tell you this, and without fear, that Chelsea and Liverpool are the only teams that produces best competition results when it comes to European competition. Manchester United were there, they never did anything. Arsenal were there, they bolt on. So even if you go there, then you are going to do nothing until Chelsea secures a position.
You see there was a time that you celebrated Didier Drogba. Yeah, you celebrated Didier Drogba. There was a time that you celebrated. It's called this Argentinian Aguero. Yeah, so those are gone days in football. You can't start celebrating Didier Drogba right now. The other players who have come to play for Chelsea. So let us talk of the football of the moment. So many things have changed in football, including your coaches and everybody else. So when you're a Chelsea fan and you expect Chelsea to perform the way they used to perform under Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is a different philosophy in football, a different technical, has a different technical ability compared to your current coach. So those are the dynamics in football that fans need to understand. Every coach comes with a staff, and they come with the training that they've had experience with, especially if they're coming from Italy. You'll see most coaches who are coming from Italy are playing more of a defensive kind of football. Coaches coming from England are more of offensive coaches. Coaches coming from South America are more of the technical aspect of football, the passes, the short passes, and all that. So this is what football is all about. But now, when you see Man City winning and Arsenal coming second, then it tells you that the Spanish idea of football is already in England, and the teams that are dominating in the first three are actually being the first two are actually being coached by people uh, from who are playing in the Spanish league. So this is very, very important. This is very, very important. So moving forward, England needs to think of how they are going to train their players, especially if they want to compete with coaches from abroad. So it is important in football. So any time you have an English coach, yeah, they would come so close, but they would not win the trophy. After Sir Alex Ferguson, it has been very, very difficult for Manchester United to to come to beat other clubs. So because Fergie instilled some kind of discipline and some kind of technical ability that he could cut across Europe and America and still win big trophies with Manchester United. And his coaching staff were also very important and fundamental in the development of Manchester United. So this all aspects of football is important. When you see Arsenal, I always tell you that football is a curriculum. This is something that you ought to learn in school. So these coaches, they have learned the curriculum. These players, that is what they do every day. When you wake up, Kimanzi, you as a journalist, you know what to do. You know how to edit. You know how to report a story. A football player also does that. They know when they wake up, my training jersey is where I need to catch the team bus to the training ground. I train for so many hours. I have a special diet. I have a physician. I have somebody who is taking care of my mental health. So this all is like you are in an institution. Ni kama shule. So kuna shule zile zina perform vizuri na kuna shule zile zilikuwa zina perform vizuri, lakini ukiangalia vizuri when the head teacher is changed in some particular schools, then the schools start performing. Wakileta head teacher ule mzembe, then the standards of the schools goes down. That is what football is all about. It is an institution. So clubs are also run professionally. Clubs are also run professionally, and to the latter. So that is what football is all about. So I hope you got my point.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mzalendo. I know you are part of Manchester United. That's why you have that momentum today, because you have been in a dry spell of not winning cup.
I'm very sorry, but you got that wrong. I have never been a fan of Manchester United. I've been sympathizing with them all season. I cannot tolerate bad football. I love good football.
So what
Good
team do you support?
saying, good year. Yeah.
You are saying something.
Mzalendo, which team do you support?
I said I support good football. In England, the only team that plays good football is Arsenal, and in the Spanish league, I support Barcelona, and overall in overall in the world, I support Argentina and Brazil. So that forms what I like. I like good football. I like good passes. I like uh, I like the way somebody scores a goal. I like the entertainment in football. When I watch football, I want to be entertained. I don't want to see runners. Manchester players are runners. They're people who are athletes. They run. They play what you call the kiwi system. The kiwi, unajua ndege inaitwa kiwi. It flies in one direction, and then if it meets an obstacle, it's when it changes direction. So Manchester fans, I don't know how they enjoy that kind of football, but to watch Manchester United play, it's like watching Leeds United play and getting entertained at the end of the day.
Thank you, Mzalendo. I know that is why you said. I hope I'm not mistaken. You said Arsenal, but we are sorry to say that you are going home without any trophy with your good passes, good team, good management, good coach. You have nothing in this competition.
I told you, Kimanzi, when when Arteta joined Arsenal, he was from Manchester City as an assistant coach. He learned from the best. Yeah, he learned from the best. So there's no way a student will beat the teacher. The teacher has got always something above his sleeves that he has kept for, for a game like for a crucial game. So for me, I feel that Arsenal has built a very good side. moving to the next season, the kind of players that they will buy will tell you that whether they are going to win the league or not. If we had a scoring machine like Holland in Man City, do you think any team can beat Arsenal? No, I don't think any team can beat Arsenal. We only need a scoring machine, somebody who knows what to do in front of goal, and 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 the most important games are the home games. You don't need to lose at home. So Man City have had a very good run. They have lost fewer matches than Arsenal, but again, if you look at the statistics, clearly tells you which was a better side. So Man City last season was a better side than Arsenal, and that is why they won the league. But look at the projection of Arsenal. Look at where Arsenal was and where it is right now. It has been moving steadily. The graph has been moving steadily, and they are now at number 2, trophyless. But I can bet that in next season, Arsenal will definitely win the Premier League. You can take that to the bank.
Thank you so much, Mzalendo. Kilong, do you agree with Mzalendo?
I think Mzalendo is living in a fantasy world because Arsenal are called Bottlers FC with a reason. They play good football since Arsene Wenger time, but winning is where they draw the line. Remember, one day Mourinho won. I think it was an FA Cup. He was given a silver medal. He said he threw it to Arsenal fan because they are okay with being number 2. They don't have the winning mentality. They play good football, but winning is where they draw the line. So I really don't agree with Mzalendo that Arsenal will win anything. I think in another century they will win. No, especially the Premier League, it will be next to impossible. But let me just give a brief analysis of yesterday's game against between Manchester United and Man City. We all knew that Man City were the favorites because Man United with their subpar football, nobody expected them to win. But unfortunately, they won, and this was because I blame it on Man City players and their lack of preparation. Because on Sunday after they won the league, they went partying. So on Monday we saw photos of Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Jack Grealish. They looked that they were partying the whole night. And in football, if you're not up to your A level, you will surely be battered on the upcoming competition, on the upcoming match. So that's why I thought Man City came yesterday poorly prepared, and they were a bit egotistical because they were the champions, and they really didn't play well that game. Even when you saw the first goal they scored, it was a gift from Guardiola to Granacho, and he scored a really poor goal. And Man United didn't play good football, but they tried, and they scored 2. The second goal was a bit good. The first goal was scrappy from Man City, and Man City they had no pressure to win the game. Kevin De Bruyne was playing poorly. He got subbed at the 55th minute because he never performed, and that's why they lost. And for us Chelsea fans, we are angry because we would be the ones playing the final if Man City never got away with the atrocious penalty decision that was not given to us. I think that Chelsea could be the one playing the FA finals with Man United, which would be another more interesting game. And I think Chelsea will give their best and flatter Man United. So it was an easy win for Man United. They don't really need to celebrate that much. They were handed the win on a silver platter. That's what I think about yesterday.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Zach Long. And yesterday match was a big disappointment to Chelsea fans. Of course, we wanted to feature in Europa, but all in all, maybe we want to win that Conference Cup if we get a coach. But congratulations to Manchester United for winning that cup, and despite their poor season they had, they managed to win FA Cup, and that was a resurrection for this big team. Goodyear is saying that Alex Ferguson did well by installing football discipline in his son Darren Ferguson, who is managing Peterborough United FC. Ferguson, I think yesterday Ferguson was there and he was checking on time. He was checking on time to see if the match is going to end, and we still wish Manchester United not the best, but they performed poorly. Goodyear saying Chelsea back to Mickey Mouse Cup. Goodyear, I want to tell you that this is not Mickey Mouse Cup because next season you are not ready for us. We are going to give you the best. Go to the coach. Breaking news of Kenya United fans: 100 in Meriton went to donate blood in hospital celebration. Goodyear is telling Zalendo, you need to wait for the next 25 years so that Arsenal can win any trophy. Most important, Premier League, you will never see it. City were partying till 3 a.m. in the morning. Pep was disappointed in them and understood why. Do you see Grealish and Haaland reaping their medals and next? Yes, of course, Manchester City, after they won the league last weekend, they celebrated. And you know, Manchester City, it is a bank of players who drink a lot of alcohol. I've seen them enjoying partying, but I was so happy. Personally, I was so happy because Manchester won. But as I always say, that the enemy is always Manchester United and poverty. But yesterday, I supported them because if Manchester City won this league, then they could have realized that they are the only team that dominated this league. So let them go home and feel that pain. But the pain is equally balanced because Chelsea fans, we are still suffering. But anyway, we wish them all the best, and the best is still coming. Arteta has gone silent. The whole Arsenal team has not performed in any competition. And they went home without any trophy. I think I could have gifted them one trophy.
You know, don't crucify Arsenal for not winning a trophy. You need to understand what led to Arsenal not winning a trophy. Arsenal, towards the end of the season, they lost it's called Saliba. Yeah, they lost to injury. They lost two key players to injury towards the end of the season, and those were the most instrumental players in Arsenal. So that one played a very big role in then not winning the league. While you look at Man City, they have got, their bench is good enough to beat any Premier League side, including Chelsea. So Arsenal, in their first league match against Man City, what happened? They won, or they won that game, and they have beaten all these big teams. So there's nothing to celebrate about Arsenal not winning the league. What should worry you is that your team that you're supporting is behind Arsenal. That is what should worry you. If you are a Chelsea fan, know that you are behind Arsenal. If you are a Man U fan, you know that you are behind Arsenal. If you are a Man City fan, then you should be opening your mouth. So I want Goodyear to shut up on the comment section and concentrate on his team.
But
thank you, Mzalendo. Mzalendo, I think you don't want peace. Mzalendo does not want peace, and we are not giving you peace. Here we always celebrate about trophies. what kind of trophies does your team have? Chelsea has won UEFA Champions League. Chelsea has
Now,
won Club World Cup. You know, we focus with big competition. When is
tell
the
us
last
whether
time?
tell us whether you are the team that has gone unbeaten and won a trophy. Are you that team? Do you
That was
have
in
anything?
2004.
Have you ever played
2000,
the Premier League and went unbeaten by any side in the Premier League and won the
Zalendo,
Premier League? Now let us
Well,
start celebrating. Let us start celebrating. How many FA Cups do you have? Let us
what is
start
an FA Cup?
celebrating. Let us start
what is
celebrating
FA?
the real deal. Have you ever gone unbeaten? Have you ever heard of any team that has
Can
gone unbeaten? Can you tell me
you
any team that
compare
has
FA with
gone
UEFA
unbeaten
Champions
and
League?
won any league? No, no, no. Can you tell me the teams that have gone unbeaten and won a serious league like the Premier League or the Serie A?
Zalendo, you are telling me
So
about something that was won
No,
in 2003.
just answer the simple question. Have your team ever gone unbeaten for a whole season?
What happened
Juventus
in
managed to
2005,
win before.
2006?
What happened? Have your team, I've asked you a simple
Yes,
question. Has your
yes,
team gone
yes,
unbeaten and
yes,
won the Premier League?
yes.
Which team is this?
Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. Man, stop lying in broad daylight. I mean, it's too early. You should have waited for midnight to lie to the people. But now uh, it is too early to start lying and celebrating on things that are not there. Arsenal is the only team that has gone unbeaten in the Premier League and nobody has beat that record. So the moment you
When was that?
oh, you are not yet born. You are talking about things that you are not even
No,
aware of.
no, no.
Hmm?
No, Zalendo, no, you
You
not
are
saying
not
that I was not born,
born.
but you are telling me
Hmm?
about something that happened in the last 2 decades.
Hmm? At what?
Last 2 decades, 20
Two
years ago.
decades, 3 decades. Hmm? Arsenal,
No, hey, you're not telling.
the invisible team. Do you know the invisible team?
Ah,
Do you know
So
even the
okay.
people who are in that squad?
That is the main reason that Zalendo, the way you are talking now, that is the main reason that we never wanted Arsenal to win that Premier League, because you could be still talking up to today. You went home
But you
trophyless,
have been telling
and
us
you
about Chelsea. You have been telling us about Chelsea, and Chelsea, I don't know, is lying on the bottom 10 in the league. So you have been telling us
Chelsea
about
position last.
that is. Hmm?
so
Chelsea is number 6.
let me just try to burst the bubble of Zalendo, because 2003 2004 is 20 years ago. No player that was playing there is still playing now for Arsenal, and since then you have been a mid-table team. It's just 2 years ago is that you started playing proper football. You're talking about us being number 6, but you went about 10 years without playing Champions League until last season, where you played you qualified for the Champions League, and at the end of it all you played poorly. So you can't really talk about Arsenal as a real good team. Invisible season, yes, you managed it, but it was a collection of draws. It's not like Bayern Leverkusen, who drew only 6 times and won the rest of the matches. You, on the other hand, uh, drew about 10 to 12 matches, which is it was not a good thing. Okay, invisible, you never lost any game, but at the end of it all, you just won a Premier League trophy, and that was the last trophy
Oh,
you won since then.
yeah. You just said after at the end of it all, you just won a Premier League trophy. Now look at you saying you just won just a simple trophy called a Premier League. And now again, you're saying that Arsenal didn't win the Premier League. So what are you saying? And again, a draw in football, you earn points. a loss, you lose
1 point.
points. Yeah,
1
so
point.
those are the rules in football. When you are beaten, you are beaten. It doesn't matter. You lose, you get the team that has beaten you gets 3 points. You get nothing. So if you compare it with with the Leverkusen, that is fair enough. You know, that is fair enough. Fair enough. They drew. Again, going unbeaten is so difficult. There has to be some draws in that. So the only thing that you avoid is a loss, and that is what we are talking. That is the record. That is the record, and that is why we have got the Guinness Book of Records. So in the Guinness Book of Records, you'll find Arsenal there.
Also,
Zalendo, thank you so much. I know we are going to talk about Arsenal, and you know, this is a small team that has not won everything for the last 20 years, and we are happy for them. They always bought through the league, and we still support them because we are London friends, and we are always them. So despite them bottling Premier League for 2 times consecutively, then we agree with you that we know, and that is why you have not won this league. Because if Chelsea tops for the for remaining 5 matches, then this is gone. If Manchester tops for remaining 5, Arsenal topped for the remaining 10 matches, but still not won everything. That shows how small your team is, and you should shut up that idea. You are saying that your team is big. For what? When? For who? We are not backing up that statement.
I told you, Bonnie, just shut your mouth, because we are above you. All right. If you are a Man City fan, then you'd be talking. But so long as you are behind us, you can read the number plate. We are number 2. You are a number.
Nobody gives a trophy to number 2. Nobody gives.
Nobody.
So he doesn't care. We don't care. We don't care if
find out. Find out
3.
what number 2 gets.
Find out what. Factuals.
Nothing. Only UEFA competition, and we all know you will lose it. So it means nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Zero.
So the number 1 gets the trophy, and of course some cash comes with it. So what does the number 2 in the Premier League get?
Nothing.
Even for participation, they don't get anything.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. I'm telling you nothing.
Actually, you know, in the Premier League, all the teams get the same amount of money distributed by the Premier League Federation. So it's only the champions that get better money more than the rest. But number 2, number 3, number 4, all the way to number 20, they're equally the same. They're all losers. We're all losers, and Arsenal was the first loser. So no. So it's not something to brag about. And let me just show you how Arsenal is a small club mentality. When they were playing against Man City, the second leg, they just wanted to draw, because they thought that if they drew that game, they would win the league. They never even wanted to compete to win. So they drew the game, and they were really excited because Man City never beat them. And after that, you'd think they'd win, but unfortunately, they were battered by Aston Villa and gave Man City a chance, and that's how they lost. If they could have win their game against Man City, they would be the champions. But they never came to win that game. They played for a draw, which is a small club mentality.
Yes, very small. Very small. You can compare it to teams like Sandwich. I don't think whether we have Norwich or Sandwich team. We have the Sandwich. Muzalendo, do we have Sandwich? Sandwiches in the USA. Sandwich, bread sandwich, or we have sausage sandwich. That is how we can compare Arsenal too. So thank you so much. as we move on to that Arsenal topic, of course, I can see Goodyear here is boiling as Arsenal FC is being second fiddlers. That is Goodyear telling you that Mzalendo with your Arsenal team. That was wonderful. And again, we saw that Liverpool Jurgen Klopp left. Of course, that was a legend who left, and now they have Arne Slot now, who is the head coach come next season. I do think Jurgen Klopp exit will bring end of competition. That is the EPL. Of course, Jurgen Klopp, since he came to Liverpool back in 2015, he has been performing so well. And Pep Guardiola, during the press, when he was asked about the Jurgen Klopp exit, he said he will really miss him because, of course, when they were having Liverpool and Manchester City match, that is the time when Pep Guardiola could not even sleep. So do you think, Kilong, that Klopp exit will bring to the end of a title competition whereby Liverpool were giving tough times to other teams like City, United, and Chelsea, and of course, there's more team Arsenal.
Yes, I think Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool would be a big blow to the competition itself, and also a big blow to Liverpool. Liverpool, as you see them, they're not really a good team. They have good players, but it was their manager who carried them all along. He created a mentality for being winners. So that maybe will change with their new coach. I don't think they will compete next season at all. They will try top 4, but being on the EPL contender list, I don't think they will be among the teams. But Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool is a big blow to the EPL, and I think also Pep Guardiola should look to exit Man City. It's now becoming too much because he has everything at his disposal. So Arsenal, I predict Arsenal will be coming number 3 next season. That's what I know.
Yeah.
They will come down. These are the highest. The highest they could do is number 2. Now their slump begins again.
Mzalendo, do you agree with the Jurgen Klopp exit? That the competition between City and other teams, of course, Liverpool is one of the best, and since Klopp came there, he has been doing very wonderful things. And again, the performance of Liverpool, he even brought into exposure some talents like Mohamed Salah. Do you think that this is the end of Liverpool now? We shall come back to other teams like United, Chelsea, and City. Do you think that Klopp exit will affect Premier League competition?
You see, Liverpool has got a very good academy to start off. I think it's the best in the world. Liverpool Academy has got a lot of talent. It's not just talent. That's why they remain. They have always remained afloat. If you realize, in the Premier League, the only side that has always been on top of the on the top of the top 5 in the table is Liverpool for a very long time because of the academy that they have. So even with the exit of Pep Guardiola, the transition in Liverpool is very seamless. So that has not affected them. That will not affect them much. I remember before Klopp, there was also a Liverpool coach that was there, and that did not affect them. So with the exit of Klopp, it opens an avenue for somebody else to take up the mantle because they find that the structures already laid in Liverpool. Liverpool have got the same style that they play. That is their philosophy. They will always play that style, even if a new coach comes on board. Liverpool they are fighters. They'll fight till the end. So that is the kind of philosophy, the kind of training that most of their players who are coming from the academy and they're transitioning to the national to the main team have in their mind. And I just wanted to put for you there, although you removed it very fast, that last year you can see the prizes that the teams won. So whoever was peddling lies that there's nothing that to be won in the Premier League, this is the kind of money that you don't have. We have it right now. We can spend it to buy players. You don't have that money. So being second is good enough. So in the Premier, somebody should not lie to you that if we don't win the trophy, you don't win a prize. There is a prize that we win for number one, number two, and number three, and consequently it goes down to even number four. So that is what happens in the Premier League. I thought that you should be well informed to know that that is what happens in the Premier League.
What?
Unless you want
Where
to
do
dispute that information.
no, where do you got these statistics from? And are they approved?
These are the official. These are the official statistics from the Premier League.
No,
Those who run the
Mzalendo, I
Premier
want
League.
to tell you. No, I want to intervene. Mzalendo, I want to tell you. You cannot just go to Wikipedia and just get a statistics and bring them here. We need factual things that can tell us where did this man come from, because where did this man got awarded? With someone City being given the trophy, where Arsenal were given what? I saw them crying in the field after the game. They relied on
No,
Man City losing.
okay. You have won the Champions League many times. Did you ever see the check?
Of course, we know that that is something that is officially
No.
communicated in the
Did you
Champions
ever
League.
see the check?
No,
Did you ever see the
Mzalendo,
money?
I will not buy this comment at all, because
No, I am
in
asking
Champions League,
you, or you want me to get for you the account balance or the M-Pesa balance for the Arsenal side,
no,
so that you
no,
know.
Mzalendo, I want, I want to tell you this. During those awards, for example, when we have the UEFA Champions League, the number one who wins the UEFA Champions League, we always see that the trophy, when you lift that trophy, it is officially communicated in UEFA Champions League website that Arsenal has won, for example, but that one you will never see that Chelsea has won UEFA Champions League.
Go to the Premier League website right now and look for the prize trophy for the team that won. Just ask them, hey, do you have somebody in the office on Sunday? Can you give me
No,
the?
but I'm telling you that this is something that you Google from Wikipedia. This is something
No,
from
I didn't go.
Wikipedia.
You know, internet is full of badness, and again, internet is full of information. So you can't neglect the information that we have. But again, internet is full of liars like
But
Kimanzi here,
you
who
are
is trying to
publishing
peddle
libel.
lies. You know.
This is total libel. So we cannot agree with
No,
it. Kilong, do you agree that
me,
Arsenal won this amount of money?
I have
Okay.
even told you, I have even shown you that the money has decreased for number 3 and number 4, and you still don't get it. So what do you want me to show you? Do you want me to show you the check, or do you want me to show you the balance in the account in Arsenal? Do you want me
Information
to
you
show
got
you?
is from.
Do you
No,
want
this
me
is
to show you the
information you
one?
got from a blogger. Something you got from a blogger who want to publicize himself or
Do you
herself.
want me to show you? Oh, now you are saying that you are also lying in social media, because the information here we want to give people is authentic. So whatever you are saying is not authentic. This is just content creation or what?
Okay. So
Which
We
information
want
I've
you
said that
to
is not
educate
real.
people. Hmm? What?
so so I'm just reading an article here, and yes, it seems that Arsenal got a little bit more money than the rest, but it's not because of their position. I think it's because of the TV rights. It's what gives you a bit more money, because in that list, Manchester United will appear number 3, and they were number 8. So it's not all about the position of the club. It really doesn't matter. In the competition, it's either you're a loser or a winner. So Arsenal lost the league, and they were ahead. They were the favorites of winning the league, but they lost it twice in a row. Being favorites and losing is such a shame that Arsenal should rethink about their strategy. Last year they were complaining it was Saliba who got an injury the whole of the season. That's why they never managed. But this time they had him. So why did they not win the league? So it's just coming up with excuses, and the only excuse that they don't really see is that because they are a shite club. Sorry to say that they are number two. They don't have the winning mentality. Sorry for that.
Oh, okay. I agree that Arsenal doesn't have a winning mentality, and I keep on repeating. Did you beat Arsenal?
Of course, no.
We
We did not,
lost.
because we knew that we are.
Or
Of
was
course,
it a
that is a
win?
fact.
Was it a win? Was it a win? Did you want
Zalendo,
when
that
you
is
went
what
to
we want now.
when you
That
are
is,
going to play my team Arsenal, and you're from Chelsea, and you see after 90 minutes you see 5-0. Were you beat? Was that a winning mentality, or it was just for fun?
Mzalendo.
No,
At the end of the day,
the 5-0. What was it? Which team
I want
won?
to give you. No, you relax. I give you a
Stop
response.
eyeing
Perfect.
me here. Just tell me the 5-0 that Arsenal beat Chelsea. Was it deserved, or it was just was a fluke?
I think
I want to answer you,
it was
but if you don't give me time to answer you, then what? At the end of the
All
day,
right.
you won. Then you won 5 goals against Chelsea. But again, at the end of the day, in every mission you have to accomplish. The reason is Arsenal won, but did they accomplish their mission? The mission is a Premier League. Did you win the Premier League? Yes or no? That was the mission. You
Do you know that
scored
do you know
6 goals.
do you know that
Did you got award for scoring those 5 goals?
do you know there are some Manchester United fans who get satisfaction by just Arsenal losing, and yet they were not playing in that game?
yeah, because we know your mouth's allowed.
Yeah. You see that kind of satisfaction when we beat Chelsea. You know that kind of pain that you felt, Kimanzi, when Arsenal beat Chelsea, the 5-0. When you saw the 5-1 goal, then you saw the second one, you wanted a comeback, it didn't come. Then after 90 minutes, then it was 5-0. So Arsenal
Okay.
woke up that day to beat Chelsea. That was our mission. So our
So
mission was accomplished. I don't know which mission you are looking for. Our mission on that
having
particular game was
That
accomplished.
is the poorest response I've heard from Arsenal fan. That is the poorest response I've heard from an Arsenal fan. Of course, the way you responded.
and also to interject, Arsenal and Chelsea played 2 games, right? The first game they drew against Chelsea, so that means that Chelsea took 2 points from Arsenal. How many points did Arsenal lose the medal with? It's 2 points. So it means Chelsea prevented Arsenal from winning the league. We did our job, and you never won the league, so we are happy with that. The 5-0 was just a fluke. Bad day in office for us. We
Of
never
course,
had our star player called Palmer. We brought a shite defense. That is Disasi and Alex and Badiashile, and we took the beating. And but all the same, it's not like Arsenal played world-class football. It was just us having a bad day in office, and
Oh,
on the first leg we prevented them from winning. So meaning we did our job, and they never won the league. So
I think that is an interesting analysis. I didn't know that you are all from Chelsea. uh, I didn't know. But how do you guys? How do you know what is amazing is that how do you enjoy Chelsea football? What kind of football is that? I mean,
Chelsea is a winning club mentality. That's what we like about it.
do you enjoy the game? Yani kwa game unajua kwa mpira kuna kanzu, kuna chobo, kuna pass mzuri, yani unajua yani football ni vishasha, kuna mtu amechengwa, yani what kind of football do you guys play?
Zalendo,
play
I don't know why you are saying this thing, because at the end of the day, what we want as fans, what you want as a team is winning trophies. That is what you get recognized for. You are telling me that you are getting you get rewards for just because councils.
Yeah, it was
for
a winning
what?
mentality.
For who?
There was a time mlikuwa mnapark basi hata sijui ni lori ama ni tingatinga ya kujenga barabara. Ile basi mlikuwa mnapark iliendaga wapi? Ati mnafunga bao moja, mnafunga bao moja alafu mnaweka basi ati mmeweka ukuta. Alafu
yes, because we want to win.
We won the league.
Zalendo nataka Mzalendo wacha Kilong, unajua Mzalendo hajui kikombe ni nini. That's why anasema ati wanataka tu pasi, asema Martinelli akichenga aone Bukayo Saka anatoa crossi, anafurahia. That is the win. Hakuna. So the best thing we can do is we want to get the best when it comes to winning. Anyway, that was big. We are getting this one from Arsenal fan, but we know Arsenal fans, they always talk like that, and that is why we supported Man City to win. It is either Man City to win or Arsenal to remain there for the rest of their lives. That was good, and we discussed Manchester City. Of course, they won, and we have been discussing them. Liverpool, we hope Arne Slot is going to perform when it comes to the Premier League. Of course, remember this is Afriq 24. This is Dimba Show. And Dimba Show, we always discuss all matters that entail sports. And of course, I'm your host here, Boniface Kimazi. We have Benjamin here, and also Mzalendo in the comment section. Good year, always giving us the best, and also attacking Mzalendo head on head, because Mzalendo needs to not to understand that the mission of a footballer is to get trophies. But Mzalendo, the mission of Mzalendo is to see those passes, crosses, and goalkeeper saving. For what? I think we need to get a shot to educate Mzalendo so that he can know that every player want to win trophies. Every player want to get identified, because at the end of the day, you win Premier League, you win UEFA Champions League, you win Europa, you win Conference. But the big competition that every player want to win is FIFA World Cup. That is the top trophy for any player. So Mzalendo here telling that his team is doing well by those crosses. That is totally nothing to any player.
Just to interject a little bit, yes, on Wednesday at the Europa Finals, we saw Kolasinac, who was a former Arsenal player, and Xhaka looking each other, and they're all smiling because they left Arsenal to go win titles in other clubs, because playing for Arsenal will not get you a title. It's just wasting your time. So they were smiling and laughing because they've won a trophy in their lives, something that playing for Arsenal will not get you. Giroud got out of Arsenal and he won the Champions League with Chelsea. Fabregas got out of Arsenal. He won the Premier League with Chelsea. So for players, playing for Arsenal will not get you any medal. To just give you, it will just pay you a salary, but not get you a medal. So that's what it means to play for Arsenal. It means that you're not going to win any club, any trophy in your career. The better you move, the better it is for you as a player.
Zalendo, do you have anything to defend your comment?
What I can say is that Kilong has said something that we all know. At the end of the day, you have to win something. That is why you play the game. What I wanted to tell you that Arsenal is in the track of winning so many trophies come next season, and we were building a team after Arsenal. We were building a team after Arsene Wenger left Arsenal. It has taken us quite some time. Now we are getting to where we want to be. Congratulations to the team that won. I believe they deserve to win the FA. Manchester City also deserve to win the league. So this is what football. This is what makes football fun. When you go home hungry and you come back trophyless, like our team Arsenal has come back trophyless, but we don't. We are not sad or mad where we are as a team. We are okay. We are contented with being number two, and the money
That
that
is
came with
why
it, and
we are
that
telling
gives
you small team mentality. Now you agree. I want you to
to buy.
nod like this. Nod.
Hmm?
I want
It
you to
gives us an
nod that you have
opportunity to
accepted.
buy more players. Hmm?
Okay,
So don't
good luck to
worry,
Arsenal.
don't worry, Kelong, and don't worry, you Chelsea Blues fans. You'll get where Arsenal is. As right now, you are getting the bus is no longer there unless you want to bring Mourinho back to the team. You can enjoy some good football and watch how Arsenal is doing its stuff. So we are doing well. We are playing so well.
Yeah,
Anyway,
okay.
thank you. Thank
Congratulations to
you.
you. You will win next season. It's the best story for the last 10 years. It's next season we will try our best. Next season we'll win a trophy. So all
Yeah.
the best. Wishing you all the best, Zalendo.
Yeah, we wish him all the best, of course. We wish him all the best. And that was a good response from Zalendo. And I think he is defending the team. Of course, Chelsea, we sacked Mauricio Pochettino. We are trying to get someone who is good for the team because at the end of the day, this is a big club. This is a club that wants performance. This is a club that pressure from the fans can even make you go mad. The fans want success. They doesn't want someone who's building success. You come there, you give us performance. So we will go for a good team and a coach who can even bring those players together and give us best performance. That was good, and of course we have finished that one. And as we go to conclude, we have seen some players, big names, retiring from football. We saw Tony Cruz, who is the midfielder for Real Madrid, also the German team, saying that after this Euro is going to retire. We also saw Oliver Giroud saying that after playing for AC Milan for 3 years, now it's going to retire. We also saw players like Kylian Mbappe leaving Paris Saint-Germain. We also saw Varane yesterday. We also saw players leaving. We also saw Thiago Silva leaving. It's like now the players now are trying to exit football. I am glad that I watched some players play. I'm glad that I watched Lionel Messi playing and he's still playing. Glad I watched Olivier Giroud playing. Glad I watched Thiago Silva and also the best midfielder Tony Cruz. When I watched Tony Cruz, Casemiro, and Luka Modric play for Real Madrid, I think that is the best midfielder trio that will happen in football. No one will ever play like them. Casemiro coming to Manchester United, that was a big waste. That is the time Casemiro lost, and I think he can go and retire, but Manchester United wasted him. Kilong, how do you take that retire for players? Like the exit to football tournaments and also football the era. How do you term it? How can you say about that?
I can say it's a good end of an era. We really experienced top players giving the best for their clubs and country. Yesterday we saw Toni Kroos leaving the pitch for the last time for Real Madrid, and yeah, we saw a generation of footballers who gave all their best, and this generation of footballers that are living now, they started when playing football. You had to give all your best. There was no any flair. You did, you either played football or you didn't. You either concentrated on trying to win or you didn't. So they played their best, and really sad to see them leave. Uh, but we really enjoyed them playing football. Watching Thiago Silva at 38, still giving his best. Watching Toni Kroos, remember his pass to Vinicius Junior that made them score against Bayern Munich. It was well crafted. He knew his craft well, and he said that he doesn't want to go to another club and just sit on the bench. He said he wants to live playing football when he's at the top. That's a light mentality. That's how footballers should be. You either play or you don't. You either give your best at the pitch or you don't. So it's sad seeing the players exiting. Also, Oliver Giroud yesterday, though he's not yet retired, but he's going to play at MLS. He's one of the players who gave his best. We all knew he had a great time in Arsenal, though he never won anything. Came to Chelsea, won the Europa League Cup, and also won the UEFA. So it's great to see. It's a sad thing to see these great players exiting the football stage, and we now hope that these upcoming players would try to follow their footsteps. Though there's a lot of things that they're doing that are not okay. Spending their time partying, social media. This was something the other footballers could not entertain. They wanted just to play football and give it all their best. So it's sad seeing these kind of players exiting the football stage. That's what I can say about it.
Zalendo.
My phone. Okay. Um, you've mentioned the players that you've watched in your time, but I can mention for you the players I've watched in my time, and nobody, when it comes to scoring and it comes to skill, nobody beats Maradona. Uh, when it comes to the best midfield trio, uh, I remember people like Iniesta, people like Vieira, Patrick Vieira. Those are the people like Zinedine Zidane. Those are if you watch those people play, then you will know that we had some good football back then. So football has really evolved. The rules have changed a lot. But those people who played during Maradona's time in the 90s or in the early 80s could tell you that, these guys played when the players were not well protected. But today's players are so protected that you don't see that other tackles and you don't see the skills of the players much more compared to yesteryears. So for people like Luka Modric, yeah, Luka Modric has performed very well both for his country and his club. When he's retiring, I think that he deserves a pat on the back. He has been instrumental, and the discipline of Luka Modric is outstanding. When you watch that guy play, he is a leader. He is so disciplined in the game. So Luka Modric, congratulations to a wonderful season in the clubs that you have played for. And again, you have entertained us, and that is what is important in football. Just like I kept on telling you that football is entertainment. Brazil plays the samba football. That is entertainment. Or when you see the German plays the German machine from the midfield, they score at will. They know when to score. They know when to strike. They know how to win the game so easily. So this is all philosophy of football. And for we fans, all we have to do is to cheer them on and encourage the teams to buy good, entertaining players. Bonnie, I am talking from a point of being a coach. I am a coach of soccer. I am not just a fan. I coach soccer. I've gone and beaten in where I live here in Virginia. My team has won all the matches unbeaten. So when I tell you, and back at home in Kenya, my club, Greenyard Football Club, has won the East African inaugural soccer tournament. Hiyo ni club ya wazee. So and I am the only coach in Kenya who has won the wazee pamoja in internationally in Arusha inaugural tournament. So I talk from a point of knowledge. I don't talk from a point of misinformation. I've also played in the league in Kenya. So I am quite vast in matters of football. I know what our country needs to do in soccer to understand the game. Right now, the current coaches that they have in the game don't really understand the philosophy of the game. How I wish they could rob in Musa Otieno to come and coach the national team and get somebody from England to coach Arambe Stars, that our local coaches can learn from these people. Remember how Ryan Fabish transformed the national team. He got players from the lower cadre, the Division One and all that, and brought in people like Cantona, who is here in the US. One day I'll bring him here on the screen. People like Dugari and all those, the Mulamas, you got to see them for the first time, and you realize that there was a lot of skill, a lot of talent in the Kenyan game. So football, just as I told you, should be taught in schools. Football should be a curriculum as for us to develop soccer. Why I'm saying schools? Because the schools have got the infrastructure. Uh, the people of Kenya, due to greed, it is affecting our performance both in athletics and in sports. You see, many Kenyans right now are being found guilty of doping. In soccer, our standards are going low. Uh, but when you come to the secondary school games, you see that the schools have got the infrastructure. It's becoming more exciting for the local fans because of the infrastructure and the discipline in the schools. So this is something that needs to be developed. This is something that needs to be nurtured. So even as we speak on this particular platform, we need to advise the government on what to do. Let them not think that they have all the knowledge. There are people out here who can help them in understanding why uh, teams like Burkina Faso can easily beat Kenya today. And in yesteryears, during Michael Korth's time, uh, football football was so entertaining. During Henry Motego, during Felix Otieno, during Peter Dow, and the people like that, football was very interesting in our country. So that needs to be brought back. That needs to be brought back. And the money, you need to understand that football as a business. It is a business. It is something that needs to be managed properly. So in the football business in our country, it is not managed properly, and that is the reason why we have got low standards in soccer. If that business was managed properly, then the players would be getting a lot of benefit. The profile of Kenyan players are still way low. way low there. Apart from Mulunga, most of the profile of Kenyan players are down. So we need to elevate the league to a level whereby they can compete with other leagues. They can compete with the Ugandan league. They can compete with the Congolese league comfortably. And the more we have more international players playing in other leagues in Europe, then the better will be the Arambe Stars side. And a competitive Premier League will nurture a good side for our country. We have been going, we have not won any trophy for a very long time. It is high time we get our act together. Otherwise, thank you for having me this evening in Kenya. Right now, it is 9:45. I am about to step out to go to serve the Lord. So see you
Zalendo,
next
before
time.
you go, I want to
Yes.
thank you sir, for that, and I want to play this clip. You see the top midfielder play.
Partido oficial en el Santiago Bernabéu a una de nuestras más grandes leyendas.
Zalendo, that is what we call top class midfielder send off. That was Tony Cruz, and atakuwa anatokea michuano ya kucheza katika klabu tushamaliza Euro 2024. We shall be here discussing about Euro 2024. Otherwise, for the last 2.5 hours, we have been discussing football. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for having this time to join us. We are glad to have you. Mzalendo, all the way from USA. I think now you want to go to church. Let's pray for our country, Kenya, play for sports generally so that we can have that ability to play in our country and also support our team, support our nation. We pray that we get the best. Of course, remember this is
Before we go,
Dimba la Afriq.
before we go,
Kilong.
just one more thing. On Saturday, 1st June, we are having the Champions League final. Just a prediction between Borussia and Real. Who's going to win it? Just from everyone, so that we know where everyone stands.
Borussia and you can go fast, Boni Kiban. Boni, go fast.
I had already planned that we have a show that day. That day before the show, before the game takes off, that we have a show about that game. We discuss about UEFA Champions League. But personally, I will support Borussia Dortmund because Real Madrid has been taking this cup. They now own UEFA Champions League. They play and they win. So personally, the way I saw Borussia Dortmund playing, I 100% support them, and I am sure that Marcarius is going to win this cup. So I 100% support Borussia Dortmund. 3 win, 3 goals for Borussia, Real Madrid nil.
Where are they playing?
Wembley Stadium.
They are playing Wembley, UK.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I always tell you I support good football. I support entertaining football, and so you'll know where I will support. I will definitely support Real Madrid. The gods are for football are on Real Madrid side. Look, they barely scrapped through the finals, they would have been knocked out by Man City. Yeah. So I can assure you, if they're playing in England, then they are going to win that trophy. But good luck to the best side. May the best side win. But I put my money, if you are to bet, weka kichwa kichwa. Mnasemaga huko Kenya, weka kichwa kichwa, gonga gonga or something. Weka kichwa.
Kwani USA mnaweka nini? USA mnaweka nini?
USA huko bana, betting is I don't know. Sijawahi bet, but najua Kenya watu wanawekaga kichwa kichwa, draw or something like that. But this one weka kichwa. Najua Boni, wewe ni fan wa wewe na Kelong ni mafans wa kubet sana. Wewe ni fan wa kubet sana. I hope bet na 10 bob. Hiyo ni game una bet na so na bet na 1000. Bet na 1000 uweke kichwa kichwa. And ukuja hapa Afrika utuambie kama ulishinda. I normally don't lose the bets, so tafadhali nikikuadvise tukua kwa makini sana. Weka kichwa kichwa. Both teams will score, that is definite. And the team that is going to win on that particular night is Real Madrid. How many goals? I think it will be under 3 goals. That game is very, very tight. Of course, Borussia knows that they're coming in as the underdogs, so they will be playing a lot of defensive game. That is the reason why it will be easier for Real Madrid to beat them on the game. But again, Real Madrid needs to be very careful that Borussia can do a counter-attack and easily snap the game to maybe with a 1-0 win. So anyway, let us wait for the day, and may the best team win.
Okay. I think for me, I will go with the underdog side. Support Borussia Dortmund to win the Champions League. 2-1 to them. We have Sebastian Haller, who is Ivory Coast player playing for Borussia Dortmund, and I'm supporting him to win the competition altogether. So this will be an underdog story that we will all love to hear, where Borussia Dortmund will win against Real Madrid, and the first time they're winning, I'm guessing, the Champions League, and that would be a good thing for German football. So it would be more interesting if it was Borussia Dortmund against Bayern. I was supporting Bayern for the semi-finals, but they crumbled against Real at the last minute and lost the game, and they had it on their hand. So for me, Borussia Dortmund to win. And also I'm seeing Goodyear is saying that Real will win, but will be in for a sorry shock. So as to Mzalendo.
Thank you.
Real
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zalendo. Thank you, Kilong. Yeah, this one has been wonderful. Zalendo, I think you are going home now knowing that every player plays football to win trophies. I want that one to stick on your mind, that you go to play so that you can win trophies. So thank you so much. And this is Dimba la Afriq. We come to the end of the show. It has been a wonderful show. And we wish all the best as we terminate this show. Kale Kale has joined us, but he came late. Kale Kale, welcome to Dimba la Afriq show. And you can tell us your prediction about football, whereby Real Madrid is playing against Borussia Dortmund. Which team are you supporting and why?
I'll go for Real Madrid. Basically, because I think they have better chances than Dortmund. I thought you were actually talking about Arsenal. Sorry, but I'll go for Real Madrid.
We talked about Arsenal, Kale Kale. We talked about Arsenal. We talked about Manchester, Liverpool. Yeah, which team do you support in UK?
Of course, Arsenal. Team ya Baba Bon.
Okay, and I want to ask you this question. Why do players go to competition?
To win.
To win what?
To win, Allah, to win. Cash and cup.
To win trophies, yes?
And
Thank
plus the
you,
cash,
thank you.
plus the awards, the cash money.
That is the mentality from Arsenal fans. Eh? You failed the test. Umepoteza mtihani. Mzalendo na kale wamepoteza mtihani.
Umeambiwa ukweli tu, umeambiwa you got for that. Wewe when you are playing, when you are in your youthful days, ukisikia mambo ya tournament, mnaenda kucheza tournament, kitu gani unauliza kwanza? Hiyo trophy
unaenda kucheza mchezo ndio ushindi. Ushinde nini?
Ushinde nini? Hiyo cup kwani unaikula?
Kitu ile mtu uliza
kwanza.
Hiyo trophy iko na pesa.
Hizo trophy zinakuwa na pesa.
Winning is the
trophy. Yeah, when you win the trophy, you get more money. But the person you played against pia anapata kitu. That's why we have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 getting something. So you know, Klong, I told you Chelsea fans, you should not talk where the seniors are talking. All right?
No,
we are ahead of you.
You mean there are people supporting Chelsea?
Fan wa Chelsea we nyamaza kabisa. Ingekuwa mnaongea kama nyinyi ni fan wa Man City ungesema mambo mengine. But you
London
are Chelsea fans. So shut up.
You mean there are someone supporting Chelsea here?
Yeah, Kale, you have to know that London is always blue.
I'm shocked.
For the past 25 years. You can't debate facts. You can't argue against that.
Hata ungesema Manu ati Chelsea mko na mangapi?
Manu is a finished club. Man City is a plastic club. Chelsea is actually Chelsea is the biggest club in London. In Europe.
Which number are you? Which number are you?
Gale lazima ujue watu wote ukiangalia, if you analyze very well, the people who support Chelsea were from Arsenal at some point. And let me tell you, if you analyze, Klong ndiye atanyamaza tu hapa, lakini atakwambia vizuri sana he was from another club ndiye akaanza kusupport Chelsea. Fans wa Chelsea are immigrants wa soka, walitoka mahali. Ni kama tu fans wa Man City. Most of them came from either Arsenal, Manchester United to start supporting Man City. There are very few fans of Chelsea in Kenya. Hata sidhani kama wanaweza fika 5,000.
Chelsea is a big club, bwana. Chelsea
is a big club. Anyway, Mzalendo, you have to know that.
Yeah.
Chelsea is a big club.
If anyway, not the biggest. I've told you about the philosophy of football. I've told you why we support Arsenal. We support Arsenal because once they play, we watch football to entertain ourselves, just like boxing. You watch your boxing bout for the winner, but you also watch it for entertainment. That's why you know Tyson, was he a very entertaining player than Muhammad Ali? People will tell you, they loved watching Muhammad Ali because Muhammad Ali stayed in the ring for them to watch. So the punches and all that. So Arsenal gives us some satisfaction in the game. And even now that we have finished second in the league, just 2 points behind the champions. And again, the assets that have been put on Man City United, we don't have the same assets that have been put by those Arabs in Man City. So you can imagine if we had got the same kind of money and assets, then definitely we will be a winning side. We told you congratulations. Congratulations to Man City once again for winning the league. But congratulations to Arsenal for being number 2 also in the Premier League.
For being the first loser.
Zalendo, that is what we want. That is what we want. What you are seeing in the screen.
And that is the last time you are winning that cup. From next year, Arsenal will be the ones winning now. Be prepared.
We've had that story for the
Okay,
last
thank
20
you.
years. Has never matured.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
For the
thank
last
you guys. Thank you guys for today. Chelsea FC, Goodyear is saying, Chelsea FC is a bit of sad story after UK government taking control of the club due to friendship between Roman and Putin. But those are political matters that we cannot even deal with. That is something that is dealt with by the security of the country. But I hope Chelsea will come back. We discussed about that one. Thank you so much. Mzalendo, ukienda kanisa uombe Arsenali. Najua unaenda kanisa huko uombe Arsenali. Mshinda vikombe.
Mimi ile maombi ya kwanza nitawaombea maombi inakaa namna hii. Mungu afungue akili yenu, Mungu afungue macho zenyu, Mungu awasaidie muweze kuona ukweli wa maneno, ikiwa ni mambo ya mpira, Mungu aweze kuwapatia maono ya ukweli. So kama wewe ni fan wa Chelsea, tunakuombea timu yako ili iwe hapo top 3 next season, na pia tunaombea mnyamaze sana, mweze kuongea sana juu ya kitu ile juu ya matimu zile amwezi compete nazo, na pia muzidi muweze kuenda kuangalia ile game mlicheza na Arsenal, ilikuwa bao 5-0. Muzidi kuiangalia. That match will haunt you forever. We will pray for you, but at the same time we pray for you. We want you to take care of yourself. You need to see a psychiatrist akusaidie kidogo psychologically, usahau hiyo maneno. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, can you give us your parting shot?
Oh my God. Mzalendo, you are never a dull person. Thank you, Goodyear. Goodyear, thank you so much for being part of the company and giving us good comments down there. I mean, without you, we don't get this kind of humor when you are not there on the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much. And Goodyear, please invite your friends who love football too to become part of Afriq. Asante sana.
Kilong, but yeah, parting shots.
As we are finishing, I want to thank everyone who has joined us as we discuss football matters, and it's been an interesting talk, and it's always interesting to see Arsenal fans in the Lulu world. They think they are a good team, but they have nothing to show for it, which is a sad story. It's a sad engagement when you're supporting a team that doesn't help you. It just gives you stress every other time. And I'm sorry to the Arsenal fans, but it's a mistake. It's a mistake they chose to live with. So ukitengeneza kitanda, you have to lie on it. So they have to deal with that. Otherwise, I'm really excited for the Champions League final on Saturday, and I'm predicting Borussia Dortmund to win. And thank you, everyone, for joining this stream. Thank you very much.